You are not who you think you are. What's up? It's me again. I'm here still on the island of Koh Phangan, overlooking the gorgeous west coast of the island, very close to Peng Waterfall. There's an overlook here by Peng Waterfall, and that's what I turned down, and that's where I think I am. Yeah, 300-meter hike up some roots and rocks and stuff. Pretty exhausting, but totally worth it. But that is not the topic that I want to bring up. The topic that I want to bring up today is very controversial, and that is, you are not who you think you are. Now, how am I going to assert this seemingly offensive claim? Well, let's start with a very brief history of this kind of consciousness. Descartes is infamously known as the guy who said, "I think, therefore I am." Now, he was on the right path in that, it basically created the fundamentals of Western thought and helped us to, it was contributed to the fundamentals of Western thought, which allowed us to create all these amazing things, infrastructure, things like that we have today. However, he was missing out on a very nuanced point, and that is the conscious awareness behind the thinker. I think, therefore I am. Basically identifying with the thoughts as the self. Now, how do we separate this? We can look at examples in day-to-day life. For example, I told myself I would study. I told myself I wouldn't cry. I told myself that I would go to the store today, something like that. I told myself. There's is it René Descartes? I think. I, the thinker, I told myself. The self is bound to I. Myself. It's possessive. So it's interesting that the very fundamentals of I think, therefore I am are kind of embedded in our language. The self is thereby bound to the ego, or the identified story. And that's something interesting to explore. There are other ways to kind of separate yourself, the ego identified, the thought form identified I, with separating from the self, and that is things like meditation. Meditation is extremely beneficial. I have been doing it on and off, need to be doing it more, for 3 or 4 years now, and it has changed my life. It's made me tolerable. I'm actually a person now I could not have been, and it really helps you with things like depression and anxiety, severe anxiety, which I realize now that I actually suffered from quite a bit in university, which I'm done with now, so yeah, as of literally last week. But yeah, so there's meditation, coming to beautiful places like this. You know, your brain is naturally going to connect with the things that are around it, unless you're so identified with, your phone and with yourself and, the way you look and stuff. Just listening to the wind. The wind comes up, and if you just take a second, and listen to the wind, you're not using your thoughts to do that. You're not using your conscious mind to listen to and appreciate the sound of the wind on the leaves in the trees. We had thunder, we had lightning yet last night. We actually have lightning every night here on the island, which I didn't know. I thought it was very interesting. And you just kind of see it in the distance, and when I'm looking at that, I don't get to see it a lot in California, so when I look at that, I'm just looking. That's it. I am just looking. I am just looking, but I am. That deeper sense of awareness comes out. So basically, to cut it all short, you are not who you think you are. If you think you're identified with the story, you don't have to be. There are lots of different ways to combat this. And yeah, you are something so much more. You are an infinitely abundant creative source that things can flow out of. We've created cities as humans, we've created infrastructure skyscrapers, castles. We've created all sorts of stuff. Technology, obviously. We're waiting on that teleporter. But yeah. So, you're not who you think you are. You are so much more than that. I am going to continue on this gorgeous island, and I will see you guys next time. Enjoy the view.